Hello and welcome back to Tinker Talks Guns. Today we're going to once again discuss the Sig P-365. But before we get into that, I would like to thank channel supporter Leah for the use of her beloved P-365 and accessories and providing the ammunition for this video. So thank you very much, Leah. I'd also like to shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. This all costs money, usually. Ammo, guns, etc. And a little support goes a long way if enough people do it. So if you want to support this channel and support my efforts here, there's a link to my Patreon account in the description below. You can toss a buck or two a month my way, and it will be very, very much appreciated. So, the P-365. This is a very compact, lightweight little gun with a 10-round capacity in the standard magazine. And I have to tell you, some very, very smart people thought about what was needed in a carry gun very carefully, and they designed this. And aside from a few teething problems early on, it has been a superb platform. And it's a platform with a party trick. It's totally modular. The serial numbered component is the metal insert in the polymer frame. So, I'll try a different grip. Stock grip's a little small for most people. No problem. 60 bucks tax and shipping, and you've got the somewhat beefier Wilson Combat grip, or any of a number of other grips provided by Sig and at the aftermarket. Very modular, very nice. You can change the slide. You can change the grip. You can work on the trigger control, the fire control group pretty easily with good aftermarket support for improving the trigger pull, which this gun has had because, Leah. But it has another party trick. It doesn't have to be a 9mm. It can be a 380. And that's one of the things we're here to talk about today. In fact, that's the major thing we're here to talk about today. And that's probably best done on the tabletop. So let's go to the tabletop and have a look. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about the Sig P-365. Odds are you're probably relatively familiar with it already. I will say it is a very compact package, nice and thin, right around an inch or a bit more. Good ergonomics. Good trigger, outstanding capacity for its size with a 10-round magazine or a very slightly extended 12-round magazine available. In a potent cartridge, 9mm, available with or without a manual safety. And the stock trigger is good. This one's better. This one is outfitted with night sights. And it's pretty much anything a whole lot of people would want in a concealed carry gun. And yes, you can even have a purple frame if you're Leah or like her. So, this party trick I spoke of in the modularity extends not... That's really annoying. I need to come up with a much better setup for this. Okay. That party trick extends not to merely changing the slide, the frame, the magazine capacity, configuration, with a safety, without a safety. You can change caliber to 380 ACP. And it's very, very easy to do. You take off the 9mm slide assembly with its barrel and recoil system, and you put on the 380 slide assembly, which comes complete with its barrel and recoil system. And voila, stuff in a 380 magazine, which is the 9mm magazine with a spacer in the back of about 2 millimeters. And hey, presto, it's a 380. And this is damn clever. Oh, and this one is optics ready, so that is an option, if not a standard thing. I am not certain. And the gun remains pretty much the exact same size, weight, dimensions, and capacity. This is the extended 12-round magazine. And with the 10-rounder, even someone with his hand as big as mine can just get 3 fingers on it. So this is super clever. And it works about like you'd expect a Sig, although I think these are drop safe. But other than that, it works exactly like you'd expect a Sig. And again, the safety is optional. And for somebody used to older guns like 1911s or CZ75s, it's not a bad option. It's not an option I would choose, but it's not a bad option. The trigger pull, as I say, stock is quite good. And, she has not yet outfitted this with night sights. I believe these are the stock Sig sights. And she has blacked out 2 of the dots, because like me, she's not that thrilled with 3-dot sights. Anyway, good sight picture. And a very, very shootable little gun. Some people find it snappy. And, you know, your mileage may vary. But honestly, even in 9mm, I do not find it at all snappy. I find it delightful in 380 because there's just enough less recoil to allow a little bit faster shooting with accuracy. And again, there are endless videos about the P-365. We don't need to go too much into the base platform here. But the option to shoot 380 or 9mm potentially would be very nice and very useful to some people. As of this afternoon, Gunbroker street price on these is running $500 to $600. If you're feeling generous, you can pay up to $700 for them. But why would you? I did not find, in a very brief, admittedly, internet search, I did not find a straight-up conversion kit for sale. There may be one. But if you buy it piece by piece with the magazine, slide, barrel, and recoil assembly, you're looking at about $300. Or you can just buy the gun and, you know, do the change later if you feel the need or desire to. The question is why? Why a P-365 in a less effective caliber than 9mm? Well, first of all, there are several defensive ammunition commercially available types that meet FBI performance standards, the basic standards for duty carry ammo, 12 to 18 inches of penetration into ballistic gel after penetrating 4 layers of 16-ounce denim. There are several that do it. Does that mean I think it would be a good duty round? No, because sometimes police, agents, etc. have to shoot through stuff. 380 is notably less good for that than 9mm. But for civilian self-defense, I think it's perfectly adequate. So again, why would you? Because you're you. And that's not because you're a child of the universe, special snowflake, golden child, whatever. No, it's because people vary and people are different. Some people have less recoil tolerance than others. Some people have less hand strength for operating the slide, and the 380 slide is noticeably easier to use than the 9mm one. Some people, like my wife, have old injuries that as they get older do not improve. My wife loves 1911s. There are several types of 9mm she's very fond of, but she finds the recoil jarring, if not painful. So she has a Sig P-238 Legion, and she gets along with that very well indeed. So, you know, if you have very small hands, compromised hands, not much strength, arthritis, any number of reasons why a 380 might suit you, and chances are it's going to be perfectly adequate if you choose it for civilian self-defense. And there's another thing. It has undeniably less recoil. I know we just talked about that, but what I'm talking about is in terms of rapid, accurate fire. it's easier with 380. Now, when I was doing the strings of double taps, I got comparable groups at 5 yards. And that's okay, considering that I'm not familiar with this pistol. I've only fired it a few times. But I shot the comparable group with 380 noticeably faster than I did with 9mm. And look at me, I'm a tank. I eat recoil pretty easily. But even I could shoot the 380 and keep it on target and get good results faster. And as a person interested in civilian self-defense, 380 seems perfectly adequate. That might tip the balance. Your mileage may vary. Everyone's an individual needs, levels of skill, limitations. Now, another possibility is if you're a new shooter and you have not learned how to handle recoil and you are not a tank. You can always get the P-365 in 380. And once you've developed the skills and recoil management and other associated things necessary, and frankly are just gotten used to shooting handguns, you can upgrade to the more potent 9mm cartridge. So, it's not for everyone, but it's interesting and potentially useful for some people. I think that's a good thing. So, if you like the video, and if you're still watching, you probably do, please click like, because that's how YouTube knows I'm here. And it costs you nothing. It takes 5 seconds. So, please do that. And enough begging. Stay safe, take care, and we'll talk to you again real soon.